I will present the slide. Little network issues facing by my side from my side. Okay. So I was asking you to write this. The oxygen transfer in the lagoon depends upon the following factors, and these are the following factors. First one is the ratio of lagoon surface area to volume. Second one is the turbulence. Okay. Then temperature of the lagoon and bacterial oxygen update rate. Okay, that we have discussed. You simply write down, then we'll go to the next point. Okay, second one is the anaerobic oxidation pond. This is the second type of oxidation pond or the stabilization pond. Okay. First one, aerobic we have discussed. Now anaerobic, we should take care that this pond should be develop the anaerobic environment. Okay, how it is possible to develop the anaerobic environment? Whether it is by closing, you can imagine half-acre area we have taken it for the collection of sewage from the entire village or that small town, and how you are going to cover that half acre or acre whatever we have taken. It is quite difficult. So you need not go for the cover or close that tank. Is it? It is close that pond. Simply pond. It is a pond. It is not the tank. So it is not possible to close. Simply you can increase the depth of that particular tank, particular pond. Automatically it will create the anaerobic environment. If you exceeds beyond the 1.5 meter deep, then it will automatically starts creating the anaerobic environment. And in the anaerobic environment, the decomposition takes place by using that here I have written that it takes place in two separate but interrelated steps. But simply you can say the four-stage model come into picture. Which one four-stage model come into picture? At the start of this lecture, we have discussed. The first stage is the hydrolysis, second stage is the acidogenesis, third one is the acetogenesis, and fourth one is the methanogenesis. Okay, simple organic complex organic compounds will convert into simple form of organic compounds. That is nothing but it will that is the hydrolyzed material. This hydrolyzed material will further acid converts into acids, and then acids will help to convert that into the methane gas or the biogas, which includes the methane, carbon dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, and water vapors. Okay, this will be the byproduct naturally. So simply you need to increase the depth of tank, the depth of pond. Automatically it will create the entire environment into that particular pond as an anaerobic environment, except the top surface layer. Is it? But that top surface layer doesn't matter what happens with this. Okay, this is the anaerobic oxidation pond. Okay, write down about the anaerobic oxidation pond, and then we'll go to the last point, that is facultative pond. Okay, listen guys, today's classes will be continue up to 2:30. At 2:30 you will get a break up to 3 p.m. and at 2:55 or 3 you should join with a link Facebook live session arranged on the occasion of Teachers Day. And after that, one more good news I am going to share with you at the end of this lecture, that I will share at the end of this lecture. Okay, so please write down about the anaerobic oxidation pond written on this board. This chapter is little boring because only the theoretical part you need to study. But again, at the end of this chapter, you will start enjoying. Okay, write down about anaerobic oxidation bond. Once you're done, we'll go to the next point. Okay, over. How you finished? Let me know, please. Someone please reply. If not, wait, madam, wait. Like this, you can ask. Have you finished? Or shall I assume that you have finished? Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah. Hello. Okay, now we'll go to the next point, that is the facultative pond. Okay, it is interesting that what is the facultative pond. So you can see here a facultative pond figure, or if you want to draw this, this will be the fine to draw a facultative pond in which three different bacteria will work together. We saw in aerobic pond, aerobic bacteria are working, and for that purpose we need to construct a shallow pond where the penetration of atmospheric oxygen and sunlight will be possible. Is it? That is the aerobic pond. Another one, we saw that anaerobic pond where the anaerobic bacteria has to be worked, and for that purpose we need to increase the depth of pond. Meanwhile, it will create the anaerobic environment in that particular pond. Is it? But the facultative pond is a pond where the three different microorganisms will work together. Is it? So you can see here I have given the dimensions here. You can go to construct this pond up to 1 meter to 1.5 meter deep. Is it? So above 1.2 meter it will starts converting into an anaerobic zone. So that's why I have shown here at the bottom there will be anaerobic zone. Above sorry, at the top in the range of 0.2 to 0.6, definitely it will be a natural naturally aerated area, and hence it will be aerobic zone. But in between these two zones, whatever the passages remain, that passage will work as a aerobic. Now you are writing completed. I am explaining now the facultative pond. Which slide is visible to you guys? Please let me know. Don't make me confused. Huh? Let me know which slide you are visible. Facultative pond ची diagram दिसतीये ना तुम्हाला?
Facultative pond में.
Yes, thank you. Someone has written message that completed, ma'am. So I was confused that earlier how this is. Maybe the due to a network issue, it was reached to me a little late. No worry. Okay. So facultative pond. So at the top surface, आता तुम्ही म्हणाल की इथं 0.2 to 0.6 एवढाच फक्त सरफेस एरिया तुमच्या ऍटमॉस्फिअरच्या कॉन्टॅक्ट मध्ये येणार का? मग तुम्ही एरोबिक पॉन्डची डेप्थ तुमची 1.2 मीटर पर्यंत त्यांनी असं सांगितलं होतं. मग ते थोडं कन्फ्युजन असं तुम्हाला वाटत असेल, पण जर 1.6 1.2 पर्यंत जर त्याला डेप्थ तळ सापडत असेल तर ते पेनिट्रेट होतं आणि मग तिथं सनलाईट तिथपर्यंत पेनिट्रेट होऊन तिथं त्या तळाला अल्गल ग्रोथ होती. पण इथं जर तळ तिथपर्यंत तळापर्यंत जर तुमचं सनलाईट पोहोचत नसेल तर अल्गल ग्रोथ डेव्हलप होत नाही. बरोबर आहे? आणि म्हणून काय होतं की तर फक्त सरफेस वरती जे नॅचरल विंड आणि एन्व्हायरमेंट नॅचरल विंड ब्लोईंग होत आहे त्याच्यामुळे जे पॉसिबल आहे तेवढाच एरिया फक्त एरोबिक राहील, अँड दॅट विल बी इन द रेंज ऑफ 0.2 to 0.6. आणि जो 1 मीटर किंवा 1.2 मीटरच्या खाली जो एरिया आहे त्याच्यापेक्षा डीप एरिया आहे, there is not possible to reach the oxygen or not the algal activity, algal biotic symbiosis is not possible, and also there will not be the penetration of sunlight. So automatically it will convert into anaerobic zone. But in between that, whatever the zone is generating, so all these entire zones are creating naturally without providing a separation layer that is getting separated naturally. Okay, and in which that in between that layer, aerobic as well as anaerobic environment is means mixed type of environment will be there, and in which that facultative, in which type of bacteria are working for the decomposition, that bacteria are known as the facultative bacteria, and that's why this pond is known as the facultative pond. This will be more effective than the aerobic as well as anaerobic pond. Is it? So this way, this facultative pond will start the degradation process. Now I request you to draw this figure, then we'll go to the next point, that is the oxidation ditch. So I will request now, I think while explanation itself, you might have completed some part. but still I will give you 2-3 minutes. Finish it. Okay. I think it's over. I think it's over. Shall I go to the next point? Okay, thank you. Okay, now we'll see the advantages and disadvantages of this oxidation pond. While talking, you can simply, it's a low initial cost, low operating cost, regulation of effluent discharge is possible. Regulation of effluent discharge is possible in the sense continuous, you can add and you can allow to leave the effluent, and then you can keep on checking the control, or you can keep on checking the parameters. And if the parameters are getting disturbed, means the BOD तुम्हाला 30 milligram per liter हा disposal साठी पाहिजे, and if it is not getting controlled in that range, you can regulate it by increasing the detention time. Is it? By increasing the detention time or dilution method, that way you can go for. So that is the one of the example I had given, that you can regulate the effluent discharge. Okay, then we'll see the disadvantages of oxidation pond. एक्सटेन्सिव्ह लँड एरिया इज रिक्वायर्ड. म्हणजे मी तुम्हाला मगाशी म्हणाले की अर्धा एकर 1 एकर अशी एरिया तुम्हाला हे कन्स्ट्रक्ट करण्यासाठी लागणार आहे, कारण त्याच्यामध्ये कुठलेही इक्विपमेंट आपण ऍड केलेले नाहीयेत. वी आर अलाविंग दॅट टू गेट नॅचरली डिग्रेड, आणि म्हणून त्याचा डिटेन्शन टाइम हा खूप मोठा आहे. आणि इतका मोठा डिटेन्शन टाइम अचीव्ह करायचा असेल तर तुम्हाला खूप सारी लँडची गरज आहे. Sir, I'm in lecture. May I call you back within 20 minutes?
Will do. Okay.
Yeah. Assimilative capacity of certain industrial waste is poor. Certain industrial waste is poor. जर इंडस्ट्रियल वेस्ट मध्ये थोडेसे केमिकल हजार्ड्स असतील, केमिकल कंपोजिशन जास्त असेल, तर त्या वेस्टसाठी दिस प्रोसेस इज नॉट गुड. This process will be very nice only for the sewage, or sometimes if the industrial waste is there and chemical composition is not that much high. In that case, you can go for this treatment. Otherwise, it will not work for the another industrial waste. Then the potential odor problems. जर डिकम्पोजिशन प्रॉपरली झालं नाही, विंड ब्लोईंग किंवा एरोबिक एन्व्हायरमेंट प्रॉपरली जनरेट नाही होऊ शकलं, so there is a possible to get the potential odor problem. Then the effluent quality standards are not met. So many of the times it is difficult to get made that the effluent standard quality in respect to all parameters, not only the BOD, not only the COD, in respect to all parameters. If suppose the heavy metals are present, difficult to get for the sorption of that material, is it? So it may not get matched with the standard norms. Okay. So copy these disadvantages. And now 8 minutes are remained, and I may need to restart once again lecture. Instead of that, I will stop here and I will request you to give me an attendance. So in the next lecture, we will see the design problem on the oxidation pond, and then we'll go for the oxidation ditch. Okay. So on this topic, oxidation pond, there will be on theory, there will be a question. So major questions from this chapter will be there from the chapter number, point number, oxidation pond, oxidation ditch, and septic tank. So the initial part, that much they don't ask. Oxidation pond, there will be a question on theory as well as design problem. Probably design problem comes. Then the next one, oxidation ditch. Simply there is a theory. So the process will be asked, and septic tank, again there is a design problem that will be asked. Okay, so be ready for this in the next lecture. For we will solve the design problems on the oxidation pond. कारण आता आपण मी जरी रिकनेक्ट केलं तरी ते डिझाईन कन्सिडरेशन सुद्धा कंप्लीट होणार नाहीत. These are the design considerations we are going to see. Surface area, then BOD loading of stabilization pond, then correction factors, what is meant by correction factor and what is meant by MSL, sky clearance, then detention period, what is the detention period, how to calculate it, then depth, sludge accumulation, pond size, and then we can solve the problems. So that will not be possible to finish it in this lecture. So we'll see in the next lecture. So I will ask you to give me attendance. Let me take. एक 10 मिनिट लेक्चर चला. Okay, I will call the numbers.